Welcome to Anne-Marie's Workshop. My name is Anne-Marie and I love to make things with joy. If you like to make things with joy or just watch people like me make things with joy, you have found the right place. Please like, subscribe, and share. And thank you so much for coming back again and again. All right, today's the day, y'all. It's accountability time. This is my 9 makes video. Now, the 9 makes challenge is 9 things that you're going to handle that you set for yourself, almost like a New Year's Eve, a New Year's resolution. And I set, instead of I set categories of things I wanted to do, because part of retirement is that you can drift, and not get things done that you want to get done. So I like doing the 9 makes challenge. It's kind of like making my New Year's resolution as far as sewing and craft and stuff at the beginning. So I had 9 categories. I chose one was going to be online challenges, which I love. It's like getting a extra credit project that your teacher would throw out that was kind of fun and you could do it at home. My second one was 24 in 24, hashtag 24 in 2024. That was a challenge issued by my dear friend Laura, and she was going to do 24 crochet projects. I chose to do 24 PDF projects because I have so many PDFs that I fall in love with, and because I'm a visual person, out of sight, out of mind. So because I don't see them like I see my other patterns, they were languishing. So because they were languishing, I decided to accept the challenge, and I was going to do 24 PDF patterns in 2024. Now, I'm not exactly sure how long this video is going to be. So I don't know if you're along for the ride, but if you are, let me carry on. Okay, one of the categories I said I was going to do something in craft. I wasn't really specific about what kind of craft, but I like making stuff with glue or putting things together, and so I put that down as one of the categories. Okay, category number 4 was I was going to make some things for the household, and because there's pillowcases and fitted sheets and things that need to be updated at this property, at this house. And so I was going to take on making some of those things in 2024. I also was going to, my next section, number 5, was a designer dive. I don't know about you, but I have whole swaths of patterns I buy by particular designers that I like, and every time they come out with something new, I buy the pattern. I do not necessarily make them. I remember Sandra Betzina is somebody I've been buying for maybe a couple decades, and I had made one shirt, and I had a ton of her patterns. So she was one of the persons who popped up. Now, the other thing I had was called Houston Cleanup. Now, I moved from Houston 5 years ago, and I had a lot of whips or works in processes that I brought with me here. And because they were not necessarily needed here, because of they were fall, winter things, I did not make them, and they've been here 5 years, y'all. So they were languishing around. So they were part of some of the things that I wanted to get sewn. Now, the next section number 7, was costume. I love to make costumes. They don't do a lot of Halloween here, so I can't get my costume fix in. I don't have any kids in theater anymore. They're not doing Halloween here. What's a girl to do? So I decided to make costumes, and I'll show you some of those. Number 8 section was Dress-A-Girl. Like, I like to support the Dress-A-Girl Foundation and the drive that is sponsored by Mari Sews in Sews Curves in September. And I'm not sure. I think maybe 18 dresses this year. I'm not sure, but I love making little girl dresses. Alrighty. And so my final category was quilts. And those were my 9 makes. So online challenges, 24, hashtag 24 and 24, craft, household, designer dive, Houston cleanup, costume, dress a girl in September, and quilts. Those were all my sections for my 9 makes, and this is what actually happened. So since I do not want this video to go on for a million things, I'm going to try and show the garments that I created at the side here. One of the things, challenges I did was my own sponsored Sew Reversible 2024, which I usually host in July. And I loved making that. And here are some of the things I've made. Those of you who play along with me, I'm so grateful for. I also did the Sarah challenge because my daughter, she bases here, but she works abroad. And so because she's a massage therapist and she also manages properties and things like that, sometimes she needs, and she's hard on clothes, y'all. She's hard on clothes. So I like to make her things that will make her comfortable, easy to work, and last. All right. So I'll show you some of those over here. I hope they're running while I'm talking. All right, now, I also joined the Finish That Whip. Y'all, I was in that, Finish That Whip challenge was works in progress, things that you cut out, put together. Here's an example for me. This has an outfit inside of it, okay? Thought about it. This is a PDF, printed it off, cut it out, put it together. It's not sewn. It's a work in progress, okay? So I had two giant containers plus a few bags of those things. And so I can't remember who sponsored. I'll find out who sponsored Finish That Whip. I think it was in October. And I went ahead, I hope I'm showing you some of the whips right here. And I worked on some of the whips because I wanted to clear out at least one bucket. So I went further with it and I started doing whips in, it took me November and December to finish 18 of those things, but I did have one bucket is empty. All right, so after that was the Sew Romp Jump Play. Now, I love a jumpsuit. Now, jumpsuits don't necessarily love me, but I keep on trucking with them. And hopefully these are some pictures at my side here of some of the jumpsuits that I have made. And with it, I'll end with the challenge that spanned 2 categories. It requires so many garments to be made that I had to take it out of challenges and put it in to have its own section in my 9 makes, and that was 24, hashtag 24 in 2024. I chose to make 24 PDFs over the year, which didn't seem bad, like two a month. But after I made them, hopefully they're showing over here. I had so many things that were in PDF form that were beautiful patterns and had not been made. So thank you so much, Laura, for making me think about it. And so I made quite a few PDFs, really came out. I think there's so many things that I had downloaded and made. And so these are them, and I hope I could fit them all in there. I might have to speed them up because in actuality, I think I made 28, but they were all things I loved and I thought were beautiful. Now, as far as craft goes, I don't know, was last year the year I crocheted some granny squares? I'm gonna have to look it up. I think I may have crocheted a few granny squares. I also made and I think I'll show it over here. I also made a garland for my Christmas tree that said, let it snow, let it snow. It had all the lyrics and so that was cute. Plus I did some other little things, but I didn't really record them, but I did do some craft. Now, the next thing was the household. I made some wheelchair, some cushions for my dad's wheelchair, which he will not get in on penalty of whatever. He's not getting in it, but he needed it at 2 times this year, and he's not getting in them. But as you can see, the cushions turned out very, very nice, very, very nicely. I also made about 4 or 6 bolsters, which is where I took my old pillows. You all have old pillows that are shameful. You know, you have to wash those pillows. They're this flat. Pillows aren't supposed to be that flat. And I turned them into bolsters. So I did about 6 of those. And I also made 2 bedspreads and pillowcases for my daughter's 2 twin beds that are in her apartment. And I'll show you that over here. Now, some of the most fun I had this year, I had 4 months that I took a month apiece and did a designer dive. That means I chose a designer that I really loved, that I had the patterns, been holding on to the patterns, I don't know why, and I spent a whole month sewing their things. Sandra Betsina was a delight. These are all the things that I sewed with Sandra Betsina patterns. Now, what I liked about her patterns are they had some unusual finishes. They taught me different ways of sewing, different techniques and everything. And they're always interesting. And I will end with the outfit that landed me in Sewn magazine. Now, the next designer I chose to dive into was Veronica Tucker. She's one of our designers from Down Under. I don't know, I just love something about her clothes. And so I made this collection it was fall, and I was missing fall, y'all. And so I made this collection in rich blacks and browns, and I also had made it on a sewing retreat that I took myself on, not with anybody else, just me, and with some spring and summer kind of things. So hopefully I'm showing you those here. But she is a designer for you to check out. She does some beautiful work. Now, the third designer dive I did was Kichi B on the Nomi patterns. I absolutely love her patterns. I have made some of the cutest things, some of the most wonderful things. Her details, it feels almost couture. I enjoyed making everything, the camel pants, the jumpsuit, everything. Hopefully you're seeing them here. Beautiful work. I do have a few things of hers from her own website. That's not through McCall's, but through Simplicity, absolutely love her stuff. So it's Kichi B Styles. And last but not least, one of my most watched video was my Maker's Atelier makes. I absolutely love Maker's Atelier. Classic, beautiful styles. You can make them in all different types of fabrics. And hopefully you're seeing them over here. Beautiful, beautiful work. I know people fell out because I was working with solids. There's a print or 2 in there, but solids, relaxed deluxe bombers, beautiful dresses, wrap dresses, beautiful shirts. Absolutely loved making them. And that was it for my designer dive. All right, section number 6 is my Houston cleanup. I only have one thing for that. There were a few things in my whips, but something that was specifically Houston was this beautiful blue knit shirt that I've been wanting to make for the longest time. It turned out so beautifully, and it's by Patty Reed, taught by Simplicity. Now, y'all, this is my costume section. I hope I'm showing them now. I fell in love with making Regency era clothes because of Bridgerton. I made 2 Spencer jackets, 2 Regency gowns, and it just happened that the colors I used went along with Wicked. So it kind of goes both ways, but it cost me a pair of scissors. The sequins, I did lose a pair of scissors, but everything, I enjoyed it so much. I cannot wait to make some costumes again this year. I don't know, make it and they will come. I'm going to get a chance to wear them somewhere. I know it. Now this section is Dress a Girl. I'll move through this. I did various sizes. I'm going to try this year to make the older girls because sometimes we forget about them. But I really enjoy this campaign. I would like to make some more. Those t-shirt dresses, I really enjoyed them because I got to use my embroidery machine in the front, as well as using scrap fabric that I have on the bottom. And I think they're comfortable. I really, really think they're comfortable. Now my last section was quilts. This is my, I believe, grand opus. Do you ever finish a project and think, I think I've dropped the mic? I don't think there's anything else I have to contribute to this section. Well, this year it was my Gardener's Lament quilt. I've been working on that quilt, I'm thinking close to 8 or 9 years. And I've been to the Houston Quilt Festival in October, year after year after year, and I've read the little plates on the quilts that are there. Some of them people have been working on them 7, 8, 12 years, so I'm in fine company because a lot of times quilters have more than one quilt going at a time, and at the moment I have a couple quilts going on at a time. So anyway, the Gardener's Lament, as I'm a gardener, and it follows the life of our little quilter, of our little gardener, as there's too much of everything in 4 different panels. Too much snow, too much water, too many leaves. And what's the other one? Too much fertilizer. So too much fertilizer is the giant sunflowers. Too much snow is the snow everywhere. Too much water are the giant raindrops. And too many leaves, self-explanatory, with the rising sun in the center. And the sun rises and sets around the quilt. I feel like I've dropped the mic. But I know I'm going to want to quilt again. I also got a chance to finish up a scrap quilt that I've been holding on for a long time, featuring small pieces of Ankara. And I was originally quilting it as a king-size quilt. It was really difficult to manage because it was quite difficult to manage. So I cut it in half and made 2 twin bedspread tops. So I did the free motion sewing on the top, and then added a like a gathered skirt around the top, and they fit on her on the 2 beds, and she liked it. And even though it didn't, I knew it clashed a little with her. She was like, "Mom, I'll repaint the room." So that was the end of my quilting for the year. So guys, that was my 9 sections, my 9 makes for the year. I'm gonna sit down and figure out what my 9 makes will be for 2025. It really, really helps me direct myself and the things I make. So I hope you stayed to the end. And I know it was a lot, but it was a great year. I'm enjoying this retirement and loving working with all this color and fabric. And so I hope that you are getting to realize your creative greatness as well. And so with that, we will see you for the next 9 makes.